So in the nature of a true family nacho night, I went ahead and made this like the whole family's gonna make it. So I have grated cheese already done. I have avocado here, chopped tomato, the peppers that I'm gonna be using in as the base instead of corn chips, and then my taco meat, which is already completed. This way, it's just the idea that, the whole family is making nachos. This is just a little separate from what everyone else is having. I also already have the pre-shredded lettuce. It's a little bit easier because I don't buy iceberg all that often. I have a little bit of homemade salsa, just really quick because I didn't have any in my fridge, so I just brewed some up really quick. And then, of course, some Greek yogurt, like I like to put on everything that I have. So I already have my oven preheating, and I'm going to get my pan and a little bit of parchment paper. I like using parchment. You could also use tin foil, but I like using it because it kind of soaks up a little bit of the moisture and lets the peppers dry out a little bit. So just letting these out. Now I used a half of a pepper, and it was slightly smaller than very large. So it was a large one. I have done more in the past and realized that I was very stuffed from it. So I learned my lesson and learned that this time I should only do half. It really should be about equal to how many corn chips you would have if you were serving nachos. Okay, so the oven is preheated, and I'm just going to take my pan of peppers and just going to put them in the oven. And they'll be in there for about 10 minutes. Okay, so my peppers are done with their 10 minutes in the oven, and now I'm going to add everything that I want to be roasted on my nachos. So what do I want involved in the oven as they cook? So I have my meat, and you'll notice I do use my portion containers just to make sure that I'm getting enough protein in my dinner, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to eyeball, especially when it's on something as big as a cookie sheet. So I have all my meat there. Some just regular shredded cheddar. Make it nice and gooey and cheesy. Again, not too much. You want to stay on the healthy side, but what's nachos, right? And then when it comes to tomatoes, I actually like my tomatoes roasted on my nachos. I like them cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these in on top. I like them. Go ahead and pack some more on there, about a half of a Roma tomato. Okay. And then in they go for about another 15 minutes. All right, so here we are. The nachos, pepper nachos, are all cooked up, and now we just top them off like regular nachos. We have our shredded lettuce. And can we really have too much of that on here? So good. And then I went ahead and sliced up an avocado while it was in the oven. Let's go ahead and lay that across the top here. Just a half of so about a quarter of one. If it's a small one, then it would be maybe up to a half of a small one. Here in El Paso, we have really tiny ones, so it's really easy to get those. But anyway. There we go. And then our homemade salsa across the top. One more for good measure, right? Just keeping it good. There we go. And then in place of sour cream, I always like to do this little tad more of protein with Greek yogurt. And there we are. Pepper nachos with the family in place of having your corn chips. Hope you love it. Thanks. Bye.